about. See, now a young generation or children probably have no teaching as a career in their options. It comes in when all other doors get closed. So this is the reality. Probably here and there, passionately, people get into teaching as a career. Apart from that, if you look at in general, this is the reality. So what do you think? And now stage is all of us. You can, you were sharing the resources. So you can probably elaborate on teaching as career, as passion and profession both.
Okay, thank you, Pooja, for such a nice elaboration of what I did in past 11 years. A quick brief, I'm Professor Dharini. I'm working with Army College of Management and Institution, which basically works under an umbrella of Army in terms of Army Welfare Education Society. So I hope the PPT is there. You can see it, PPT, the presentation, Pooja?
Yes.
Okay. So the first question which comes to my head, to be very clear to everyone, those who are watching, I am not an expert. I'm not a career counselor, a certified career counselor. But still, why I am here to talk about is when we see the historical aspect of any career, right? So when we read Ramayana, or when we read Mahabharata, or any historical bibliography, if we read, so we find one very common aspect of Guru Shishya, right? And we usually see that yes, this career is being not just now it is being created, it is something which is there in our society world from the, I think, incubation of the any what I can say, any society is generated by people teaching each other or giving them a training or something like that. But if I move forward, so whenever I ask little ones, basically छोटे बच्चे जो होते हैं, if I ask little ones that what would you like to be when you grow up, so someone will say I'll be a doctor or an engineer or an astronaut, or I'll be a singer or a dancer, anything which is, all careers are very respectful. But somehow though I want all those new generation to come into teaching and really want that Gen Z come and change so many things in terms of teaching, pedagogy and everything. But the problem is that when I see the new generation, and when I have seen all the younger generation who are there in teaching, maximum of them are joining teaching as just as a career. They feel it's just a career and they need to forward it up. A small, those who are there with me, who are watching me in YouTube and here also, teaching is something which is just not a career. You need to live that career. You are living a student life. You are learning, relearning. You're making yourself skilled up to give lectures. You're making yourself skilled up to be parallel to the world, right? As a doctor, need to learn new technological medical aspects. Like a lawyer need to reframe or relearn the new laws, right? And the other profession, if I see, as same like a teacher need to reframe and learn a lot of things. The one thing a teacher need to have, because I see we see generation passing by. It's been 11 years I am teaching, and I see I saw the development of the students. I saw that students are growing in terms of how they are growing. You are attached to a human being for that particular year, and their sorrows, their happiness, their achievements are something which is attached to you. And it's just not a profession where you are just here to earn money. It is something which gives you a fulfillment of where your achievement will give you happiness, but if your student achieves something, give you more happiness, right? So like a doctor saw a patient improving, he feels happy. Same like us, whenever we see our students achieving, we feel happy about it. Now there are two components that I usually see in this particular, when I see in the previous generation also, in our generation also, most of the faculties, teachers are accidental teachers. Accidental teachers are those where you feel like, fine, if there is nothing I can do, I can move towards the teaching profession. I agree, it's a noble job and you can move towards it. The best thing you can do, what if you really want to be a teacher? I'll give you my example. I was a 17, 18-year-old girl who used to teach. I started teaching at the age of 18, 19. I used to teach 5th, 6th, 7th class students. Then I moved to graduation, so I used to teach 11, 12 students. When I moved to PG, I used to teach graduation students. Even I taught CPT, CA CPT students, economics and accountancy during my tenure. And then eventually you realize that yes, this is something that this is something which makes me happy. That passion is there. So I then correlated my passion with my career. So a quick advice to everyone: if you feel that you are ready to give a lot of hard work to the society, because society or any institution in the world really want teachers to do really something good for the students, and a vice versa is there nowadays. So when I move forward, so please, again, I'm not a career counselor, I'm not an expert, but an individual who is there in teaching, and this can be my perception. I am not saying that it can be correct or it can be incorrect, both. So when you're moving towards any career, especially if you want to be a teacher, so please make it sure that you are ready to have that hustle. Now the days are gone where teachers go and teach and they come back. Now the pedagogy of any country is more oriented towards the skill development of the teachers, and my dear friends, we have to do a lot of hard work to do that. So a small video. Pooja, just let me know if it is audible.
Imagine if the first person who discovered fire never taught anyone about it. Would we even know about fire today? Moreover,
is it audible, Pooja? Hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, it is audible.
Is it audible? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So basically, I'm not promoting Byju's in the way. I just took their small videos, of source goes to Byju's. So it is a video about that every person in your life has some part of teaching you, and some people come out as a teacher, and then how they realize they are the teachers. And please make it sure that you learn something, and then you'll move forward.
If the first person who discovered fire never taught anyone about it, would we even know about fire today? Moreover, would we know anything? If no one taught anyone ever? We probably would have never left the wild, nor created a world of our own. Makes you wonder, how did we humans make so much progress? Well, the answer is clear as a sunny day. We owe it all to our teachers. Our brain's ability to learn, imagine, communicate, and generate new ideas beats all other species. And since the dawn of humanity, Teachers have been harnessing these abilities to their best. Teachers truly affect all eternity. No one can tell where their influence ends. In all honesty, everyone you meet has something to teach you. There is both a student and a teacher inside all of us. Now, we don't know exactly when the idea of a school was born, but after digging for a lot of proof, we discovered that it existed as early as 3000 BC. What perhaps started as a school under a tree with one teacher has transformed into today's learning with so many teachers and schools. And just like our schools, teachers have been evolving too. They went from teaching orally to writing to today's virtual screens. No matter what the era or situation, teachers have always been ready. We are truly grateful for all our teachers.
So basically what is the idea behind this video is that, see, incubation of the world is started by giving my knowledge to you, right? And then perhaps if you see all the old age documents, you will see that the first job or anything what existed was when a teacher has been involved and they're giving teachings to the people. I'll give you a small example where I feel the teachers as a job is, it's not just a career, it is something which is a passion, which is something which make you happy. So all the new the coming teachers who are watching me, please write it down that you should know what you wanted, right? So whether you be expert in your subject or whether you want to help a child to develop its self-confidence, or you wanted to even go ahead and change the pedagogy of teaching so that student can gain more. I was going through an article and I saw that APJ Abdul Kalam was so overwhelmed by the teachers when he was teaching about the bird and the wings, and he said, today I'll know what I want, and from there he knew it. I just want to be a scientist. Or if everyone must be knowing about, I don't know how many of you know about, if I quickly remember the name, there is Anand Kumar, if someone knows. Do anyone know who is Anand Kumar? Anand Kumar is Super 30, who came up with this Super 30 students, where he used to teach the unprivileged, and then he moved towards those students to be selected in IITs. Am I audible, Pooja?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So it's just something, when I talk about, again, I'm talking about the
Pooja Bharish Mala. It's good. Mate Dharini Raje Pooja.
Okay, I thought someone is asking a question. Okay, so basically, a career I'm talking about the Indian aspect, those who are there in term of Indian aspect. Question is there for Nikhil. In teaching career as a teacher, to produce one person as a national personality or international personality, what would your thought? Please share with us, ma'am. So it totally depends on a student. We cannot develop a student. A student can take the knowledge from us. So we cannot pressurize someone to be a personality. So it's a two. If I'm driving a car, I need four wheels, right? So just two wheels cannot work if I want to drive a car. So if I'm giving you a knowledge, how much you grabbing it and how much you creating more out of it, that is the one thing I want to tell you. So it's just not teacher's responsibility to create good citizens. It is also the responsibility of student to how much they are gathering knowledge from a teachers in terms of a good knowledge from a teacher, and how much they are creating that knowledge to be beneficial for the society. So basically you will find those numbers very less, but yes, there are people that we have seen who actually said that they are being inspired by the people or teachers in their life. Any sportmen, if you see Sachin Tendulkar and his coach, or if you see any one of the basketball players there who actually give credit to their coaches. So I'm not just talking about the teacher in terms of teaching. Anyone who is a coach is a teacher. Someone who is a career counselor is a teacher, right? So teacher's definition, I feel, is very limited. When I see students, they feel that teaching is just limited to schools and colleges. I'll just remind you a few things, my dear friend. When I talk about teaching is something now broader. Because of this technology, now I am just not restricted to my place to give my knowledge to someone. So there are subject experts also. So there are 11 rewards. I am just telling you those 11 rewards that there if you be a teacher. So first reward, if I talk about, you get to make an impact on people's lives because they see you as a role model. That's why I see and I pressurize you every single time. If you want to be a teacher, please make yourself be passionate about it. Once you are passionate about your job, your teaching pedagogy, your subject, you will create a good impact, a positive impact in over your students. So the impact, you make an impact. If you, I'll give you a very small example. I have a niece, 7-year-old. So whenever I ask her, who is your favorite teacher? So she just smile and say, she's so beautiful. She teaches so well. So students remembers you. They look up to you whenever they are into any sort of issues or any sort of problem they are having in it. They actually, you create a positive impact towards them. So I am saying positive, not negative, because I usually feel every faculty or a teacher try to do that only. Next is to get into ignite the spark. What I here mean by spark. See, in my career, what I usually feel, there are students which need help in terms that when they started feeling that, no ma'am, I'm not able to score, I'm not able to do this, no, I'm not worthy of that, or even accept the studies also, ma'am, I'm fat, or my voice is like that, I am a dark complexion, I cannot participate in some competition. You can encourage them, you can create that spark inside them. So being a teacher is just not teaching your subject, you are related or correlated with the lives of someone who look up to you, and you can make them a better person by giving them a positive affirmations that what you need to do and how positively they have to move forward. Please. So what reward you're getting? You're creating a spark into young minds. Next, if I see, you get to be surrounded with love. I still remember my students, those who are even 10 years back, if I go back 10 years back, 2012, when I started my career as a teacher, I still remember that those students I taught 10 years back, still if I talk to them, they are still having that love and affection towards me. So if I say, teachers are actually a public figure. So you don't remember how many students know you, and how many people are look up to you as an ideal person, or someone who is intellectual and someone who is will able to solve everything, whatever is there in the whole world. So still they call, they message, and you are always being surrounded by love. And most importantly, teacher is such a noble job, right? Next, if I move forward, you get to celebrate the milestones. So if my student got 90% marks, I'll be very happy, just not for him, for myself also. So it's a two-way street. So I'll be happy for my achievement, I'll be happy for their achievement also, because my hard work is there with them. Right? So one reward is that. So milestones are so many that every single time, every few days, you will be very happy to gathering all the achievements, milestones, and you will be proud of yourself as a teacher. Next, you get to laugh all day long. I think teacher is one of that person who is maximum time surrounded with the human resource. Human resource, people like us, having bones, blood, brains, having their own intellectual. You will have that quick, beautiful moments with your students, with colleagues. Everything is so new to you that every day is something new and every day is something very joyful, right? Next, if I move forward, you get to create your work environment. So there is no fixed formula of teaching. Some people use presentations. Some people use board or a marker to teach. Some people use case studies. Some people use another means. So you create your own environment. So you are not restricted by any means. Just a minute. So your environment is something you will create. Your subject is you are the boss of your class. So whenever I come to my class, I usually say, for this one, I am the boss. And students used to laugh, yes, ma'am, as always. So one thing, you create that particular environment in your life. One question from Galan, good evening, ma'am. Maximum teachers and faculties are unsatisfied with their salary in teaching career. What you say, man, whatever the man is giving, not worth it. I'll come back to this. I have so many things to talk about that also. So let's just brief it out and then we will discuss about this. Okay, so you get your own environment. Next, if I move forward. Next is you get to inspire others, which is very few people are able to do, right? You inspire, you create a knowledge brief to the students, not just about the subject, about life skills, how to present yourself, how to move towards the more what I can see. I teach MBA students, so in next 2 years, they will be going into corporate. So every time I used to tell them, you need to go into the market after 2 years. So you should have that habit of doing hard work. So giving them assignments or something like that. So you inspire them to do something good in their life. So that's the one thing. Next is you get to feed your inner creativity. So teachers are one of those people who have the free hand to create. Right? I have seen so many good teachers creating such a beautiful pedagogy of teaching that students love them whenever they teach or give lecture. So it's something what I feel is you can have your inner creativity, you can experiment, you can create subject like that the student will love to study. So creativity, if you say about a doctoral, I'm not talking about the rules of the subject, but teaching pedagogy, you can create. Inner creativity you can produce. Next is you get to have an exciting day every day. Why I am saying this? Because every single day you have to teach a student a new thing, a new topic, a new pedagogy, a new something new every single day. So every day is a new day. It's not something which is you will be continuing like a circle, right? So you're not something who will be, even if people say mathematics will not gonna change, but yes, there are changes going on. And a teacher who used to teach 50 years back And now the teacher who is teaching right now, I'm having a huge difference of teaching pedagogy. So it's very different from last one day. Past day is not similar to the present day. Right? Next is you get create lasting memories to cherish forever. I still remember all the achievements, all the best thing happening with my students who topped in university, who are got a new job, and they come and tell you, "Man, it's just because of you, or it's just because of the subject, or it's just because our college did that, or school did that." So it is something which is there. I agree that if I talk about the Indian perspective of earning as a teacher is little disappointed. That we will also cover how you can create multiple sources as a teacher. Okay, moving forward, you get to teach. That's the best perk of being a teacher. You are kind of a person. Let me tell you, teaching is such a fulfilling 1 hour. If I teach for 2 hours, I'll be very happy for whole day. For a reason being, when I see my student face and I see that satisfaction on their faces, that whatever I taught, they got it, and that that feeling of satisfaction is something which is ever rewarding. Nothing is rewarding than going into a class and teach a class a subject that you love to teach students. Okay, so moving forward, a small video on which I really liked it. There is a bunch of people were asking what will happen if there is no teacher. So the answers were very sweet. So let's just revive it. Are we able to hear this, Pooja?
Yes.
That's what you're gonna ask her too?
That's a hard question.
A world without teachers.
What would the world be like without teachers?
Chaos.
Sad, because I won't learn anything.
The younger generation wouldn't have anyone to look up to learn from.
Walk around ignorant.
I mean, we could keep the teachers, but just no homework. That'd be pretty cool.
Everybody would be going cuckoo and we wouldn't do anything.
I think that is the scariest thought that anyone could ever have. I think it would be craziness just because I feel like teachers are, besides our parents, the first people we meet who shape who we become.
I haven't always been the best student throughout my whole life.
I was always in trouble.
I had suffered 3 Fs and I realized oh, whoa, I need to fix that, you know?
4th grade was over. I'm here 5th grade, we graduate, 6th grade. Hey, Miss Gonzalez, how you doing? And then she's like, oh yeah, I heard these are your grades. What's going on in that science class? She was totally just keeping up. And I just felt whoa, something's different about that.
Gave me the time of day, mostly. It was very, he was very engaged in stuff that I was doing. Even though I was in detention, I was still learning.
And she was the one teacher who really saw a lot in me to make me feel like I wasn't the kid that other teachers were saying.
And there was a point where I said, okay, I'm gonna fail my French class because I haven't been there, so I haven't done any homework. I'm just gonna drop out before I fail. And then she specifically came to me and said, no, I'm gonna work out a deal with you so that if you stay, you won't fail.
If we didn't do good at school, she would chew you out, but she would always give you a chance to make it up. You know what I mean? She would never put you low standard and just leave you there. And that's one thing I like about teachers. They won't leave you behind.
And when I got accepted into colleges, the first thing I thought is I better go. And I better go and tell her I'm gonna be guess what? I got into Penn State, I got into a UC, I got into all these colleges.
Actually inspired me to pursue political science.
She's basically the one that taught me to just keep trying.
I can accomplish more than I probably think I can.
I felt it, she didn't have to do that, but it made the difference.
You see, I'm getting emotional, because she's great, Give me a minute. I wouldn't be here without her, you know? And I'd like to thank her so much for that. Thanks, Miss Victor, you know? Hope you see this, and I hope you know that you mean a lot to me, you know, you're really important. And yeah.
What was your teacher's name again?
Mr. Marable.
It's Mr. Elmore.
Shout out, Mr. Benedum.
Miss Harris.
Her name was Casey Crocker.
She just exhibited like such a raw passion for teaching. It made me want to teach. Like, I want to do that for people. Like, that's a beautiful thing. So, yeah.
Okay, this video is just not, if you see the expression, there are a number of teachers, different teachers inspiring different people. So when the teachers even didn't know that they are mentioning them and how these students have been affected by their beautiful actions, whatever they did for them. So that's what I was trying to say, that a job as a teacher is something, is just not the career. It's a career with a lot of responsibilities, a passion, and something you need to really care about is the students' well-being, right? A one small video again. Now, what I am trying to elaborate in here is that every person have a light inside. So how that light and how it is being moved from one generation or what, so whatever is going on, you just check this out in this, then we will discuss.
Every child is born with a precious flame within, an inner flame of wonder and potential to begin. This inner light illuminates the path that lies ahead, igniting curiosity, keeping passions fed. But at times, this flame is challenged from inside and from out. It can flicker under pressure. It can be smothered by self-doubt. Though a child may sometimes stumble, they are never lost. For teachers are protecting that flame at any cost. Along with caring family, it's the teachers who remain by the side of every learner through life's joys and sometimes pain. These keepers of the flame can help and they can guide, for they share that flame of learning that burns brightly from inside. These teachers know a child's heart. They value every kind of smart. Teachers help each child to climb higher, further over time, and own their struggle on their quest to learn and live what they do best. Teachers celebrate the triumphs and give shelter in the storm to keep that guiding light steady, bright, and warm. And so, it's time to shine the light on them, these keepers of the flame. We thank them for their passion, and we give them high acclaim for their knowledge and research, the science and the art that allows them to be stewards of the minds and of the heart. To improve our schools, we have a choice to listen to the teacher's voice, those many voices far and wide who protect each student's flame inside, with expertise to know what's right, to keep each spirit burning bright. So let's listen to our teachers as we imagine and design schools that keep all flames alight and allow every child to shine.
So basically, if I elaborate this beautiful video, you will see that every child is having a spark inside, and how to encourage the spark, you need someone in that particular in your life, and that can, after your parents, only the one person who will always guide you in a right way is your teachers. So moving forward again, so basically when I talk about, because many questions were there about the career as a teacher in India, and many people are not satisfied about it. Let's go little more up how it actually works. So basically, if I talk about let me just, I think there is a glitch in the PPT. Okay, not an issue. So basically, when I talk about, it's PPT visible, Pooja?
No slide is visible.
No slide is visible. Not an issue. Let me just, I think some glitches there, so I'll stop sharing. Okay, so let's come to the now career. We already discussed that it is something, the situation in India is so much better. I have been in US for 8 years, and I have seen the super underpaid teachers are still the ones buying supplies of their students and even. Sir, I agree with that. See what I have been doing this for the last 2 years. What I did during pandemic, I helped many people out, and I'm also giving them not just, it's not a training, but it's just suggestions that I'm giving. Again, I'm not an expert. A suggestions like a teacher's knowledge is not restricted to your class. So we already know that India, we have, if you might be knowing, so we are having we have nursery teachers. You must be knowing that. So I'm going from the very primary stage to the elder stage of it. So you have nursery. For nursery, you have the nursery training courses, right? From nursery training, you have kindergarten training courses, right? From kindergarten, you have the Montessori training courses. It is somewhat, so basically for teaching the students of from the age group of from 3 to 6 year or 7 year old. So in India, when we move to the primary school teachers, we have the DED, I suppose it is diploma in education, which is of 2 years. Then you have the primary teachers training. Again, it is for the 2 years of duration. Then you have bachelor's in elementary education, which is not B.Ed, which is capital B-E-I-E-D. This is for 4 years. Then you have teachers eligibility test. So what I'm trying to tell here is that being a teacher, it is needed that your teachings, whatever you're teaching, should be verified and people accept that. I know it is very odd to say it, because teaching is not restricted to any degree. I am an Indian, I am in India at present. I had a US PhD, and after working for a year PhD, I came back to, okay, so very good. Thank you very much. Medical college is a very prestigious one. So basically, what I am trying to tell you here is that when it comes to, again, from primary to we move to the secondary education, where you need a B.Ed or a M.Ed, or you need a SLET, or if you want to teach a college, then you have to have a NET or a PhD with you, with a number of papers and courses, or a book on your name, or you have a patent publications, etc., etc. See, what I want to conclude into this is that it is very necessary that whenever you are in an education field, and whatever pedagogy is there, the new NAP is there, new education policy has been proceeded, and there are possibility that teachers' earning capacity will be improved, because of many things are being attached to your performances. So now the pedagogy will be more focused, just not the degree you're obtaining, but also the skill and what is your outcome of your skills in that particular year of your performance in terms of your students' results, right? And in terms of your feedbacks, and all. Though feedbacks is again a different tenure. So basically, in last 2 years, what thing that I have realized that your teaching is just not restricted into your classes. So there are a number of platforms, there are a number of people, especially in edutech industry, I am trying to tell you that those who are encouraging the teachers from all around the world in terms just not the place restriction is not there. You can use the technology and you can provide your expertise to the people out there, and you can create value in terms of income. So don't be scared that it is not a rewarding. It is something where I have seen people beside their schooling, teaching, they also provide their knowledge to the students who need after the classes. Though tuitions and coaching centers are again a controversial matter, but if someone need your expertise, like I'll give you a small example there. If you talk about colleges, so in government colleges, those who are having NAC aggregated A+ colleges, faculties get the projects from government and they also get stipend from the government, and which is very rare in any other career, that you are restricted only just to your career and you cannot have lot of experiment into it, right? So you can be an expert, you can be a consultant also. So those who are into teaching, edutech also take teacher consultants to improve their pedagogy. They take, many of these startups are taking consultant faculties, those who are expertise in finance, marketing, HR, operations, research, to help them to develop their business. So basically, a teacher's work does not end into your classes. So many things are there, which is now we can experiment and we can earn better. And we have a one-fold better than, I'm not saying other careers are bad, but what I experienced, because I'm having a taste of corporate also, and I've been working with corporate also in many aspects by helping them into their startups or something like that. So a small suggestion, if someone want to come into an education industry, the first thing you need to started doing is that you please volunteer for teaching. Then only you will be able to understand that you have that passion or not. Because just thinking that you will earn a good amount of salary being like I have seen many people in India having this problem very majorly, that many of the government teachers or something, I'm not again questioning them, but the quality of education is not that parallel what we can achieve basically. So please do not get a job only because it's something very what we can say comforting. You will get back home early, or you can have a time. Yes, I agree. You get time to develop yourself as a teacher better when you get this much of time. So let's take an example of school teachers. I have now, the time is gone. The students, fact teachers used to come back at 3 p.m. home and they used to enjoy it. No, they have to sit there, create a curriculum again for the next class, and then the things move on, because it's again, I'm saying it's the next day is a new day from there for them. It's not the similar thing. So that's what the things here is. If you are taking teaching as a career, please volunteer. First, volunteer for teaching. Go and help the NGOs for teaching, and then you will get to know whether you are able to connect yourself with students or not. Are you able to connect a human being with you or not? Right? Working with a non emotional thing, a laptop or a coding is something which is in your control. But if you are attached to a human being, you should know whether you are capable enough to do that or not. Because knowledge is something, and handling student with the knowledge is very different. Right? Second most important thing is that you need to have those skills which is being attached to your career. Like I am doing PhD because I know it is needed for my growth in terms of my career. So you have to do a B.Ed if you want to be a school teacher, right? It is not why it is been mandated, because there should be some standard to be maintained, and it is fine. So if you want to be a teacher, it's fine, do your B.Ed and all. The third most important thing is that please develop your career. Don't be stagnant. Improve yourself as a faculty. Improve your pedagogy. Improve your subject. You just don't be restricted to something which is there in the book. Read about it. So that reading and writing is something very important for a teacher to develop something, right? And it will help you in future also, because whatever you read and write is always there in your head. Fourth important thing is that if someone says this career is not rewarding, I'll disagree on that. You get rewarded emotionally, mentally, you get rewarded financially also. It depends how you're using your knowledge, right? The knowledge is not restricted in class. I am telling you one more time. So you have to be connect with people who are there in the industry, where you can attach your expertise as a subject expert also. You can be someone who can give education to the students who are not able to get that education, and you can provide that education and you get remuneration for that also. You can be a consultant, you can get government projects, but the only one thing which is attached with this is your hard work. If you need to be parallel. Every job required updation. Every job required something, what we call as you need to move with the universe, right? You cannot be stagnant. So if you feel that I'll teach 1 + 1 = 2, everyone knows it. But how you improvise that mathematical equation also, it is very important. So if you say, I know people still will be disagreeing on me in India, there is an issue of payment in India. I am telling you, within 2 years or 3 years, the new education policy or whatever the new platforms Indian government is creating for teachers, I think within 2-3 years, there will be a major change in teaching pedagogy as well as the remunerations of teacher, right? So it just, so teaching as a career, very good. Passion related to it, it is beautiful. So you want to take it as a career, fine, very good. But if you feel your teaching is not your passion, it is also okay. But then you have to follow your passion also. So in a week, if you are doing teaching for 5 days to have that livelihood and you are giving good to it, so at least give 1 day to your passion then. So life, a career is something which gives you a earning. So everyone say that you should have 3 habits in your life. One which gives you an earning, second which gives you a learning, and third which gives you a good health. So you have to maintain that and you have to move towards it. So that's, I think, will be a help to everyone. Any question from any one side, I'll be open to it, please. Okay, I think so many questions actually answered in between. So not an issue with that. Anything from your side, Pooja?
Yeah. See, now I have only one thing to add. Akhil, have asked this question in teaching career as a teacher to produce one person as a national personality or international personality. What about your thoughts? Okay. So, I have never understood the difference of, being national personality or international personality, because, when I started my schooling, our poems and our lessons, and even, when we were reading Kuvempu and because we studied in Kannada medium, schools. I didn't even know that in my at very early stage of schools, like in first, second standard and all. I had no idea of countries, nations, and all. Yes, we used to celebrate Independence Day. We used to sing national anthem. But what we had in mind is, our world is very small. So we thought that is how everything is. How we have a group of friends and neighbors, and there are no differences. Because in school, we only knew to discuss about was even till our 7th, 8th standard was about homework and which teacher may come next day, may not come, if it would rain, then we will have holidays, such kind of things. And now when I look at, high school, college students discussing about all this hijab and other issues, and they get into it, they fight. So what I think is, in the name of educating them somewhere, probably we over-educated our children and they got confused. So what I believe is, whatever the borders we have, that is only for the administration convenience. So that is why I think it was not so difficult for me to get along with people from different countries. So I don't feel the difference at all when I talk to them. Obviously, our pronunciation is different and we sound different. Our culture is different. But that, that never had come between us whenever we started our conversation, we were having conversation. Yes, I found it difficult to understand this slang initially, but I picked it up. Apart from that, nothing created the hurdle. So I think I owe all this to my school, because there at the very early stage of my life, I had no difference, and eventually, even if society and politics, many things tried to instill that into my brain, that did not get in. So now I always fight with people, why we have to have borders, and borders are only for the administration conveniences, why we fight on borders, all that. And I give current vote. So I feel it is always better that we talk about making a child a good human being, rather talking about national personality or international personality. Because for me, nation or probably entire world, we always talk about world as village, and now after this,
someone who is neutral to every aspect as a human being, right? So you are a fat or a slim or a girl or a boy, you know how to cook, you don't know how to cook or anything, you need to know how you need to learn those life skills and be a good human being. You need to respect the other human being. That is very important.
Very true. When you talk about life skills, I think that is essential and that is missing. More academic oriented schools and teachers, and now that is good. But academic oriented, for me, if I'm able to write, read, and understand something which is giving my bread and butter, that is really good. But expecting someone to score 99 and within subject, which is not going to help for him and rest of his life, because he's not even liking it, he is not even building his career in that particular subject, is something which I never understood. But so when coming back to the life skill, it is required to everyone, right? So like self-awareness, and self-management, social awareness, social management or relationship management, responsible decision making. So all these things are very important. And I think if along with regular classes, if we start, teachers also start getting into these aspects also. But I think the reason behind all the teachers will get inspired and may take this up with passion. And thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed this session, all the videos and the explanation what you have given on everything. And thank you so much, Akhil, Alais, Manjeshwar, Sahana, Kamat, and there was one more person on Zoom with us. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much, Dharini. This will be up on YouTube, and I'll share with all my students and other graduates I know. You share with your friends. Let's see how many passionately would take up this
That's
job.
There is one small story also added into it. When I graduated, I did my MBA in finance. So when I was taking marketing, so many people were very curious why she is not taking marketing. I was very good in that subject. Once I did with finance, people were expecting I'll do a job, and I did it. To be very frank, I did it. I did for 2 years, and somehow I was not satisfied because that zeal of teaching was always there. So please recognize that shine inside you where you feel you fit in. I am not at all encouraging that you should come into a teaching just to have a perks of teaching, that I'll get a month summer holiday or I'm getting a holidays or something. My dear friends, the time is gone. The teachers get that luxury of life. We are as equal to the corporate people who are hustling. You get weekends, we don't even sometimes get weekends. So we have to do all the hustling of life, just not handling our own emotions. We have to handle almost 120, 200 students' emotions at a time. So please take, if I tell you that it's a struggle or I really want the young people to, and I have seen people, there are very good students who are doing PhD at a very young age, and I feel okay, fine. I really expect more and more students to move into the teaching line, so that we can have some people, a young generation can tell their coming generation that how the things are moving, because very less of students are moving into education, very less. And that somehow I feel the burden is increasing in terms of to other teachers. So I really expect all those who are listening to me, please give yourself a try if you're enthusiastic in teaching and training, and present yourself. So that's it from my side. Pooja, thank you for having me here and letting me show my presentation and tell students that there's something which is there as a teaching. You can opt any time if you're, and not just those who are graduate. I have seen people at the age of 50 and they started teaching. So there is no age to give your knowledge to other person. So there is no age. So even if you are a retired person, if you feel you're good enough to tell people what I have learned, please take it from me and have something useful in your life. So please go ahead, give, even those who are in corporate, I would say, please give guest lectures, please give take some classes if you are enthusiastic in teaching. Let those young generation also have that taste of the theoretical and practical both. So that's it from my side, Pooja. Thank you. You're mute. Pooja, you are on mute. I am not able to hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you so much.